365 days, 52 weeks, 12 months, however you want to say it. I've been on YouTube for 1 year today. So I want to share with you that whole journey, what I've learned, the challenges I've faced, and obviously my analytics, and then what's next for the channel. Anyway, let's get into the video. Hello everyone, my name is Ethan Rushock, and as I just said, I've been on YouTube for 1 year today. So today is the 1 year anniversary of this channel starting. So first of all, I just want to thank every single one of you who's watched, whether it's 1 minute of a video or whether it's hours worth of videos. Everyone who's hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, left comments along the way, reached out to me, whether it's DMs on Instagram, whether it's in the comments section. I really appreciate everyone's support. Today's video is going to allow me to go through some of the lessons I've learned, the challenges I've faced along the way. I'll go through my analytics so you can see kind of how it's progressed along that way. And then I'll also touch on what's next for the channel. So I did start this series earlier on in the channel. So it was called Journey of Growing a YouTube Channel. I haven't done an update since the 6-month mark. So I thought the 12-month mark, what better time to give you an update on how the channel's tracking along. And then also, really excitedly, I want to share with you what I've got coming next and how you can be involved in that. Now, because this is a finance channel, I want to also talk to you about the money that I've made on YouTube in that first 12 months and also the expenses that are involved and whether I've made a profit or a loss. So make sure you stay tuned for later on in the video when I share those details with you. So first, I want to share the lessons I've learned in my first 12 months on YouTube. And the first thing is it is going to be a challenge. You are going to face things that you didn't realize when you started your YouTube channel. But I would highly recommend anyone to do it because it's a lot of fun and you learn a lot of different skills. So a really important thing is early on, don't get caught up in the analytics. It's really hard to avoid that of wanting to check and go, have you got any new subscribers or how many views has your video got? But try not to get caught up in that and really focus on that lesson of learning. So that was something I really tried to focus on, is learning about YouTube, learning about filmmaking, learning about content, learning about speaking to an audience. All those things can go into building a successful channel. So something I really focused on early on is just trying to improve on each video. So whether it was a technical thing like lighting, or whether it was a microphone, or whether it was the camera, or whether it was just my delivery of the content. So improving on one little thing in each video, I think really was allowing me to develop and learn from, okay, this is video 1, this is video 10. I have made some progress along that journey. And so I think you really want to focus on content and consistency when you first start. So that was the biggest lesson I learned, is let's focus on improving the content, but let's also focus on being consistent. Let's keep pumping videos out. And it's the harder thing to do when you start. It's easy in those first few weeks to go, yeah, I'm going to pump a heap of content out. And I did it. I did 3 or 4 videos a week for the first few weeks. And then I was, okay, this isn't sustainable long term. And you're trying to find that balance of making sure you're putting out consistent content, but also making sure it's quality and making sure you can keep up with that upload schedule that you set for yourself. And then that leads me into the next thing of not being afraid to try different things. So whether it is varying your upload schedule, so whether you try 3 videos a week, that doesn't work, you might go back to 1, then you might go to daily videos. Experimenting with different things. So I've tried live videos, I've tried different upload schedules, I've tried different types of content, I've tried to do series. So I've tried a range of different things, while obviously trying to stick to mine's a personal finance channel, talking about money, talking about investing, talking about tax, talking about crypto, all those kind of things, but being able to experiment and try different bits and pieces and see what works and what didn't work, and then learning from that and then applying that to future videos, but still not being afraid to then go make another change down the track. And then the next thing would be networking. I think it's really important to network with other YouTubers. One, it helps build community, that you've got people you can go to when you're struggling with things. Maybe your channel's not progressing as you thought it would, and you can chat to them and they go, oh yeah, mine did a similar thing. Or you may be able to bounce ideas off and go, look, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? How has that worked on your channel? Or just someone to chat to about YouTube in general, and then they may come over and watch some of your content and find helpful tips back from you. So that networking can go both ways. And then the other key lesson I learned, that the gear that you're using isn't the important thing, the content itself is. While I think things like my lighting has really improved the quality of my videos, I think pumping out quality videos when it comes to production can be useful, but it's not the be all and end all, especially when you're starting. You really want to focus on your content and your delivery of that content, how you speak, how you listen to what your audience likes, and then improve that into your next videos, rather than getting too caught up in gonna have to have the flashless camera or the flashless lighting and using that as an excuse not to get started. So in some of the challenges I faced along the way, the first one I say is being consistent is hard. Well, initially I thought, okay, well, I can easily do 3 videos a week. And then I thought easily 2 videos a week. but there were times where life got busy and it was hard to get those videos done. So while I've managed to get, this is the 102nd video I think that will go up on my channel in that 1 year, it's been difficult at times to be able to hit that consistency along the way. So don't feel like you're different, because I think a lot of YouTubers struggle with that. The next thing is video ideas can be hard. So even though my niche has a lot of things I can cover, there were weeks where I go, oh, what am I going to talk about this? What do I feel motivated to talk about? So just because I've got a whole list of video ideas, but sometimes I don't feel like talking about those things at that time. So that's a completely normal thing to feel, I think, when you're starting a YouTube journey, and even as you get further along with it. And I also found sometimes watching videos like this, when you first start out and you go, oh yeah, but they're a year along, look at what they've achieved, can be frustrating, because you're thinking, well, some days I'm not even getting a single subscriber, or I'm not even getting any views. How is my channel eventually going to get there? But it does actually happen. I remember when I first started out, I'd watch videos like this and go, oh, well, yeah, it's easy for someone that's got over 1,000 subscribers to say it can happen, but how do I actually get my first 10, my first 20? But it does happen if you keep putting out good quality content, working out how to best promote your videos without spamming them, and eventually you will start to see that. So I am now seeing 2 or 3 new subscribers every single day, which is really awesome. But it took a while to get to that stage. And that kind of leads into, it is hard to ignore the analytics and what's happening on your channel early on. So I found myself checking my analytics all the time and going, oh, why aren't things working? Or that's worked well. And then you'll see a dip and not really understand why. So you've got to try to ignore those short-term things, and you understand that you are going to have dips. So when I get into my analytics, you'll see I've had times where it's grown well and it's got to a peak and then it's dropped off, it's come back up. That happens, it just depends. Some of my videos are seasonal. So when I'm talking about tax, obviously when it's real busy tax time, people are searching those kind of videos more often, and then it does drop off. So not being afraid that, okay, if something's dipped off, it doesn't mean it can peak back up again. A couple more challenges. Good content doesn't always equal views. So there's been times where I thought, oh, that's really good content, that's better than what I've been producing, and it hasn't got the views I thought. And there's been times where I've produced stuff and thought, oh, it's not quite as good, and that's done well. So the audience will determine what works, not me. So what I think is great doesn't always mean that it's going to portray with my audience. So at the end of the day, the market is the market. The audience is the audience. They're going to dictate what they enjoy watching and what is successful. And the final challenge is not comparing yourself to others. So that's something that it's easy to get caught up in going, oh, this channel started at a similar time to me and they've got 5 times the amount of subscribers as me. But don't forget, for everyone in that situation, there's likely someone that's got 5 times less than you. So don't get caught up in comparing to what others are doing. Learn from what others do, but don't get caught up in going, well, because they're successful, I should be successful too. It may take you longer, or your channel may never get to their heights, but as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, I think that's what's really important. So the next thing I want to do is jump into my analytics, go through my views, my subscribers, watch time, talk about some of my most popular videos. So I'll start with the views, and as you can see here, things have definitely changed and I've had peaks and lows. You can see in that first 6 months, things didn't really peak off and they kind of just stayed steady the whole time. And then I did start to have an increase as we went along, which was really cool. And most of that come down to, as you'll be able to see just below, my most popular video, which was how does tax work on cryptocurrencies. And at a similar time that started to happen, you'll see my views increase. So that video didn't even start that well, and that was probably about the 40th or 50th video I think I'd done on the channel. So it goes to show you've got to keep making content before something might work. And that could have been 100 videos for others, it could have been 10 videos for others. Others have it happen on their first video. So you've just got to keep trying different things. And for me, that eventually happened, and I got something that was over 10,000 views, and then that started to trickle through to other videos in my channel. So I have 47,381 views after 12 months, so I'm almost at 50,000 views, so hopefully we'll get there soon. But it's really cool. I've got a couple videos, like I said, that have done relatively well. And other than that, it's been pretty steady across the other videos. So the next thing, I'll jump into the watch hours. So for those that know, watch hours is really important when it comes to monetization. I'm not quite there. So my watch hours currently sit at 3,620. And things have changed along the way. As you can see, initially, I wasn't getting a huge amount of watch hours. But then over time, like I said, when that video started doing well, you can see it start to increase. But then I did have another dip. But then when it got closer to tax time again, the watch hours picked back up. Now they have dipped again, but those dips are going to be a natural cycle. So it's going to be really interesting to compare that again next tax time and see whether I see a similar shape to that line. So subscribers, I currently sit at 1,172. That'll probably change by the time this video goes up. But subscribers has been a little bit interesting because it has lots of little peaks and lots of drop-offs. So I could promote a video, or early on when I got some family and friends that subscribed, I had peaks there. Then I can have a video that goes well that doesn't result in a lot of subscribers. So I'm trying not to get too caught up in the subscriber thing. I'd rather now focus on watch time and retention and hoping more people are sticking on my videos. I think naturally people will then subscribe. So yeah, it's been a really interesting one with subscribers. I wanted to get over the 1,000 subscribers by the 1 year mark, which I did, which was really awesome. So when it comes to total videos, I have done, not including this one, 81 regular videos and 20 live videos. So I've got over the 100th video. So go and check out the live I did the other week talking about the 100th video. But yeah, that was a really good milestone that I want to set. And that showed that I did almost 2 videos a week. So my aim going forward is to stick to that 2 videos a week and hopefully hit 104 videos for a year. Get that 2 a week on average for a whole year. So I'll bring up here the top 10 videos during that time. So as I said, I had the how does tax work on cryptocurrencies. Then I had a how to maximize your tax return, how to track crypto taxes, another crypto one about how to pay $0 tax on cryptocurrencies. Then the should you be investing in a family trust? Do you pay more tax on a second job? Will you get extra tax back this year? So you can see a lot of the videos that have done well were the tax-based ones. So that's something for me to keep in mind, that those things seem to work well. They get a lot of search traffic, which I'll get into in a minute, but they seem to work well across my channel. So it's obviously something I need to keep doing. And I think the reason is that there's not a lot of other people talking about that, especially here in Australia. So again, it's trying to find your niche and work out, well, what's unique, but people still want to find out about, and that is what normally will work well. And then I'll just quickly touch on here, you can see where my traffic's coming from. So 41% has come from search, which is really awesome because that's something I really worked on. The first 3 months that wasn't happening. I think for new channels, don't be afraid that your search traffic isn't going to always come straight away. You're competing at these bigger channels, but as my channel has got a little bit bigger, I've been able to get a lot of search traffic, which has been really good because that's something I was aiming to do, because I think that's a really good way to grow your channel early on. So now I'll jump into how much money I've made. So obviously being a finance channel, that's something that's important for me to discuss and be open and honest with you. So in the first 12 months, I've had total income of $975.27. Now this was all affiliate income to do with some crypto tax software. So that was cool, almost $1,000. I didn't expect to really make any money in my first 12 months. So to be able to bring in some revenue was good, but let's talk about the expenses now. So the expenses in the first 12 months was $2,106.75, which means we've made a loss on the channel of $1,131.48. Now this was totally to be expected. It's a new channel. I'm not monetized on YouTube directly. I have never taken any kind of sponsorship money. It's just been a couple affiliate links. So to be able to generate some revenue was great, but obviously I knew there was going to be expenses. But as I've seen that revenue start to come in, I've actually started to up the expenses because I've wanted to spend money on things maybe I'm not good at. So I've spent nearly $500 on thumbnails in the last few months. So that's been a cool way to be able to bring a graphical thing that I'm not very good at to my channel to improve some of the look of it, which I know isn't always the most important thing, but it is something I think is important in trying to get click-through rates. So again, I want to focus my money on things that maybe I'm not good at when it comes to asking for help. And then I've obviously spent money on gear for the channel. So I've got microphone, I had another microphone earlier. I've got lighting, which is my second lot of lighting I've purchased. I've got a stand there that my iPhone's sitting on. So I have spent different bits and pieces on trying to improve the quality of the production and what's going on here. So we've got the set, I've got this here, I've got the desk. Those kind of things have all been bits and pieces. So it's been cool to be able to track that and see where I'm at. Obviously, it's been a loss in the first 12 months. Now, I'm hoping in the next 12 months that comes closer to a break-even point, but I'm not too concerned about that at this stage. So some of the other things that I've spent money on were things like subscriptions. So for StreamYard, I paid for TubeBuddy for a bit. I paid for Final Cut Pro X on my MacBook here. I also did a couple giveaways, so obviously that cost me for the gift cards that I gave away there. Now, I have bought a new iPhone and a Mac during that time, but I'm not including them in it because they're mostly used in my business or in personal life. So I don't really class them as purchases just for the YouTube channel. So I think it shows you can start a YouTube channel on the cheap. You can almost start one for nothing. I think the first thing you should do is get some lighting because I think that really adds to the quality. But there's plenty of free editing software out there. You can use your iPhone. You might have to buy a stand for it. It might cost you $20 or something. But you can definitely start a channel on the cheap and do that to start with to see if you actually enjoy doing it. Don't go and spend 3 or 4 grand on equipment and then stop after a month because you didn't enjoy doing it. I think make those few videos first, even if they aren't that great, and then worry about upgrading bit by bit so that your production quality does get better over time. So what's next for the channel? Well, I'm close to the watch hours I need for monetization. So once I get to the monetization, I'll be rewarding myself with buying a new camera. So I've got my eye on a new mirrorless camera. That'll be really exciting because I want to learn more about photography and videography. So that's my way of doing it. That's my reward for all the hard work I've put into the channel. So that'll be exciting because hopefully it will improve the picture quality and all those kind of things. So I'm really excited to have a play around with that. I will continue to experiment with the live videos. So I'm not quite sure how that format's going to work. Something else I definitely want to experiment with is having some other people on the channel. So having guests on, I've got a few I need to contact and get those things sorted. So that's something that will definitely be happening this year. I've been saying it for a long time, but definitely is on the agenda to happen in the next 12 months. And I want to continue to experiment with things, so different content ideas. There's a few different series I want to look at. So I'm potentially going to be looking at a series regarding growing a business from scratch and all the different things that go into that. So lots of different things that I want to try. I want to keep experimenting with content, but I want the feedback from you guys. What do you want to see more of the channel? Leave a comment down below. I really appreciate everyone that supported me along this way. I can't say thank you enough. I thank you for watching this video, and I hope you go check out some of the other content on my channel, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.